Hello everybody, this is Shotgun. It's 1000 Point for Duty, welcoming you back to more Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. You're probably wondering what I'm doing back here in Argate Village. Well, obviously we was up in City Dark Isle in the last episode catching some more Shadow Pokemon, and I actually realised something I should have shown a long time ago. Do you remember the Mood Tutor lady, where it had the 3 default moves of Icy Wind, Thunder Wave and Seismic Toss, I believe it was? Well, if you progress further into the game, she will actually allow you to learn even more moves than what she would do before. I can't exactly memorize what moves precisely are learned at what time. It was Mimic, Thunder Wave, Seismic Toss. But yeah. Got Icy Wind here. So obviously these stars indicate probably which Pokemon's already got a move. We actually unlocked Substitute, Dream Eater, Swagger, Body Slam, Nightmare, Sky Attack, Double Edge, Self-Destruct, and that's it. I don't think any Pokemon in my team can learn Seismic Toss. Not Seismic Toss, Sky Attack. Yeah, because I believe Braver, if it evolves into a Flygon, will be able to learn Sky Attack, which is an interesting move, but it's kind of a flying version of it's kind of a flying version of Giga Impact and Hyper Beam, except you charge on the first turn and then attack the second. So basically, it's a flying version of Solar Beam. Also, going back to the HQ lab real quick. There was an item I was supposed to pick up at the very beginning of the playthrough, but I didn't do it. There is an item box found over here, which contains 2 antidotes. I guess I probably didn't pick that up because I very rarely get given a poison status in this game. So that's probably the reason why I thought that at first. But I thought I'd show that to you anyway, so you don't forget to pick it up at the very start of your playthrough. And that's basically all I've got left to show. Now, let's go back to City Dark Isle and carry on where we last left off. Of course, you have to see me walking all the way back there, because I'm not really an expert when it comes to editing videos. So, yeah, you're gonna have to bear with me on that. I'm sorry about that, guys. But, on the plus side, making your character walk a certain long length is really good exercise for him, so we can't really blame ourselves for that, can we? A silent protagonist needs his daily exercise, and he's not going to be getting it if he's just like, doing what we always do, which is sitting on our chairs, beds, sofas or whatever, playing video games all day. Which in all fairness, I do all the time. I mean, I very do rarely exercise, but the jobs that I do that involve moving around constantly, of cleaning and sports leaders, yeah, that is exercise alone. My mum doesn't really believe me when I say that I do exercise when it comes to work, because she never actually sees how I work. So she should know being a sports leader is being dedicated to doing exercise on a regular basis, but apparently my mum doesn't agree. But then again, she hasn't been a sports leader at all in her entire life, so yeah, she can't exactly say that. Okay. And, so, yeah. Last time we actually did snag a lot more Shadow Pokemon. We actually went through the remainder of this floor, about 2 episodes ago. But we also went through all of Floor 4, Floor 5, and Floor 6 in the last episode. Oi! Bring that lift back up, damn it! Thank you. I just run along all the way down here. There's going to be no trainers in the way, thankfully. Actually, looking at that spiral pathway, there's actually something I do want to ask. There's been many times where I have watched Pokemon Let's Players always look at the Helix fossil of an Omanyte or an Omastar, and they always say Lord Helix. Why has Lord Helix become a thing? I mean, I never actually say that. I just don't understand why Omanyte and Omastar of the Helix fossil is known to be under the mechanic of Lord Helix. Why do people say that all the time? I mean, Sugar Convoy says that. JPP says that, which is Just Play Pokemon. 4th Gen Gamer, which is Josh, I believe his name is, he does that. Galactic Elliot, he does it as well. In fact, a lot of people do it. But I don't, because I don't understand why they do it. If anybody does understand why Lord Helix is an actual thing in Pokemon, could you please let me know? Because I honestly have no idea if somebody was just making that up as a joke, or it was literally said in an anime episode. But anyway, we're now back to where we are. Can't believe it took 6.5 minutes to do that. But here we go. We are at the top of Dark Isle. If we walk up, I believe around here. Yeah, that lift wasn't actually active for us the entire time, because apparently Snattle was in it all along. Oh, so we meet again. My plan was perfect. The only problems were the utterly useless Lavrina and Goigan and you. You spoiled the brilliant plan I had devised for Fenax City. I can honestly say dream on, because I think the only person who actually ruined your plan was yourself. And thanks to that terrible hard-nosed woman, I suffered the humiliation of having my worst moment broadcast all over Ori. To gain Master Grievel's forgiveness, and for me to assume my rightful position as the governor of Ori, I must defeat you. This time, I won't be shy about revealing to you the full extent of my power! Alright. Second battle against Cypher Admin Snattle. He starts off with Metang, level 42, Steel Psychic type, clear body for the ability. With the moves Metal Claw, Psychic, Ice Punch, and Thunder Punch. His second Pokemon, Quagsire, level 42, ground water type. Water Absorb for the ability, with the moves Waterfall, Mud Shot, Brick Break, and Body Slam. Having these two working together can sort of be unique in its own way, but I can just bite the Metang and I can use Fire Blast on... I can bite the Quagsire, sorry, and I can Fire Blast the Metang. It's not really that big of a deal. And yeah, you probably can hardly hear the music because of the fact that I can't really be... I'm just going to ignore that. But yeah, you can't hear the music because I really can't be bothered to turn up the volume just for my episodes. Because I'm only going to be turning the volume back down again anyway. So, yeah. I mean, I could, like, think of a lot of stuff to talk about, let's be honest. I mean, not everybody is perfect in their own way when it coming to thinking of a topic to talk about. And I can't believe that's the first time ever Houndoom has missed Fire Blast twice in a row. He hasn't even had his accuracy lowered. But he has had his speed lowered. Right, come on now, Houndoom. This is starting to get a little bit silly. Can you please attack properly in this turn? Thank you. That Metang should have been gone from the very first turn. I don't know why it took that long to get rid of it. But anyway, Slapper level 43. Alright, I was wondering who that was for a second then. His third Pokemon, as you remember this guy when we was battling Evis, is Scizor, level 42. Bug Steel type, Swarm for the ability. So it's basically like a bug version of Blaze, Torrent, and Overgrow. With the moves Silver Wind, Steel Wing, Aerial Ace, and Slash. And my cat is trying to get out on the curtains. I can barely see it. Yep, there you go. Alright, Dolly. There you go. Saw it jump past. Bound to happen, bound to happen. Right, I'm not even going to bother using Fire Blast. I'm just going to use Ember. It's still quite effective against Scizor. Down goes the Quagsire. And his fourth Pokemon. Remember when he had a Shadow Lunatone last time? Well, now he has a Shadow Solrock. Level 41, Rock Psychic type. Obviously, he got Levitate for the ability. Shadow Wave, Shadow Sky, and Shadow Panic are his moves. Solrock as a Pokemon is kind of the opposite of Lunatone. I believe Solrock is more of the physical defensive side and slightly more in physical attack. Whereas Lunatone is basically more in the special side. And now we bring out his fifth Pokemon, Castform, level 42, Normal type, 4 cast for the ability, as you can tell, with the moves Thunderbolt, Water Pulse, Flamethrower, and Weather Ball. This Castform can be a little bit offensive, I am not going to lie. But I'm going to use Thunder Wave on Solrock immediately, and I'm going to use Fire Blast to get rid of that Castform before it deals any damage. But yeah, there's actually one thing I dislike about Solrock personally, is that the only time he becomes a useful Pokemon of dealing with grass types is when he's in Gen 7. Because in Gen 7, at level 1, he can learn Flare Blitz. But in every other game, from the game he was first introducing, which was Gen 3 to Gen 6, he can't even learn Flare Blitz. Which is kind of silly. And by the way, his final Pokemon that just showed up, Starmie, Water, Psychic type, Natural Cure, or Illuminate for the ability. I strongly recommend Natural Cure than Illuminate because this is a Shadow Starmie with Shadow Storm, Shadow Mist, and Shadow Break. Starmie is pretty much, I believe, the fastest water type in all Pokemon that can also hit hard specially. So this Starmie can be a little bit offensive. Just make sure that you know exactly what you're doing, otherwise you might have a hard time. But yeah, like I say, if you're wanting to go for a Shadow Starmie in your team, I highly recommend Natural Cure over Illuminate for the ability, because all Illuminate does is increase the likelihood of wild Pokemon from showing up in the wild. And since the only wild Pokemon show up in the Pokespots, that makes the ability do absolutely nothing. Literally. Oh, I thought I was going to one-shot Solrock then. Okay, so both my Pokemon are going to get confused. And Shadow Sky is probably going to finish off the Houndoom. Nope, still survived. Well done, Houndoom. Alright, Bite on Starmie, and we'll try and snag that Solrock. We use an Ultra Ball. See if we can catch it. One, 2, 3. We got it. We got the Solrock. Now it's just Starmie to go. And no surprise, Jolteon hurt himself in confusion. Okay, let's see. Once again, we'll try Bite on Starmie, and let's see if we can try and snag this Starmie at full health. Of course, we'll try the Ultra Ball. Got it! Wow! Full health, and Starmie's actually really hard of a Pokemon to catch. My plan! It was supposed to be perfect! Yeah, I honestly don't know what Snattle's voice is supposed to entail, but it doesn't really matter. Ugh! My plan! My perfect plan! Master Queevil, forgive me! I say, run off like a little girl. And he decides to take the lift that we took, but after doing that Snattle battle, not intending for the rhyme, but it was actually kind of unavoidable, we can now gain access to this lift that Master Weevil was originally using at the very first encounter of City Dark Isle. But there's a surprise encounter of a trainer waiting for us at the bottom. We can now take this lift up and down as many times as we like if any of our Pokemon need to be fully healed. So, I believe that's all I can do for this episode, guys. Next time on Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, we will be giving chase to Master Weevil, going across the gangplank above the volcano of City Dark Isle. See you guys then.